For almost 100 years, there's been one book that people keep coming back to when they want to get better at, well, dealing with other people. Today, we're going to crack open the big ideas from Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People and see why they're maybe even more important now than ever before. We all hear it, right? The formula for success is supposed to be simple. You've got to have talent, you've got to be smart, and you've got to work hard. But if that's the whole story, then why do we all know super brilliant people who just can't seem to get ahead? What if the real key isn't what you know, but how you connect with people? Yeah, Carnegie's whole argument points to something else, this other, much more powerful factor. And it's not some technical skill you can learn from a textbook. It's a human skill, one that can totally change the game for your career, your business, and honestly, your whole life. So what is this secret ingredient? To figure that out, we have to stop thinking about resumes and degrees for a second and ask a much deeper question. What do people really want, like at their absolute core? The answer, it turns out, is surprisingly simple. And here it is. This is the big idea the whole book is built on. Just think about it for a second. You could have the most brilliant idea in the world, but if you can't get anyone to listen, what good is it? Talent might get your foot in the door, but it's your ability to lead, to inspire, and just work well with others that decides how far you'll actually go. This quote? This is basically the master key to understanding pretty much everyone. Carnegie says that under all our logic and reason, we are all just powered by this deep, deep need to feel important. And if you can learn how to genuinely make other people feel that way, you can move mountains. Okay, so that's the big theory, but how do you actually do it, like in real life? Well, Carnegie gives us a super practical toolkit, and it all starts with learning how to build a real, instant connection with people. Now, these 4 things look so simple, you might just brush them off, but the real power is in actually meaning it. Don't just fake being interested, ask real questions. Don't just put on a fake smile, let it be real. And don't just wait for your turn to talk, actually listen. Every single one of these sends the same powerful message: you matter to me. Let's just zoom in on this one for a second. Carnegie literally calls a person's name the sweetest and most important sound in any language. And why is that? Because it's about them. It's their identity. Using it isn't some cheap social trick. It's a genuine sign of respect that says, I see you. It builds a bridge instantly. So once you've made that connection, you're ready for the next level, influence. And it's so important we get this right. We're talking about positive influence, not being a manipulator. This is all about creating situations where everybody wins, not just you. This right here nails one of Carnegie's biggest rules. Don't criticize. The second you point a finger and say, you did this wrong, people get defensive. The conversation is over. Real leadership, on the other hand, is about collaboration. It's about saying, okay, how can we make this better? So how do you get someone to want to do something? Simple. You've got to stop thinking about what you want and start thinking about what they want. See the world through their eyes. Stop talking about your product's features and start talking about how it's going to solve their problems and make their life better. Now, all of this has to be built on a foundation of trust. And Carnegie says that foundation has 2 main pillars. First, just avoid arguments. It's almost never worth it. And second, have the courage to admit when you mess up. Admitting your mistakes doesn't make you look weak. It makes you look honest and builds incredible respect. Man, this is such a powerful idea. You can be right. You can win the debate. But in the process, you might completely destroy any goodwill you had with that person. The book really pushes us to ask, what's more important here? Being right or keeping this relationship strong? And you know what? 9 times out of 10, it's the relationship. Okay, so all these different techniques, all these principles, they all build up to one final huge lesson. This is about the big picture, about the kind of mark you leave on the people you interact with. If you take only one thing away from this, let it be this. Seriously, in the long run, the clever things you said, the arguments you won, they just fade away. What sticks? What really lasts? It's the feeling you leave people with. So in the end, this whole winning friends and influencing people thing, it isn't about learning clever lines or social hacks. It's about your character. It's about developing real empathy for others, having the humility to put your own ego aside, and treating every single person you meet with genuine dignity and respect. Look, you don't have to become a master of all this overnight. Just picking one of these principles and really trying to live it can completely change your daily interactions. So as we wrap this up, remember, The real magic isn't in knowing these ideas, it's in doing them. So, which one are you going to put into practice today?